console screamed with a Priority 1 alert from the Galactic Council.
Abort the survey. Anyone who enters the Veiled Reaches never reports back.
Then a second message unspooled beneath it, encrypted with a Terran command-level cipher she had never seen before. Proceed. Operations Safe Bet is active.
A direct override. Someone back home is betting the farm on this.
Her fingers stabbed the override. The probe's thrusters flared, pushing it past the Veil's shimmering boundary. The energy field swallowed Magellan Negacovid-19 in silence. No explosion, no resistance, just a sudden absence of the stars she knew.
I am through, but my board just lit up with a contact. Something big.
Deep within the Veil, an impossible geometry resolved out of the void, as if it had been waiting.
It's not attacking, it's just watching. Why did Earth want this?
Magellan Negacovid-19 hung before the Obsidian Leviathan, its survey protocols triggering automatically.
Initiating standard survey scan. Might as well see what that thing does next.
A beam of cyan light lanced from the probe, washing over the alien hull.
No countermeasures, no movement, just waiting.
Then the entity answered with an identical scanning beam, perfectly mirroring the probe's own pattern.
It's scanning me back. Same modulation, same sequence. Like a reflection.
The scan completed, the immense vessel began to withdraw, melting back into the void.
No communication. No attack. Just a polite, terrifying mirror. Earth needs the full data dump.
Magellan Tegavdite-19 autopiloted, back across the Veil, its telemetry laser pouring the encounter into the Terran Deep Space Network.
They know. They've always known. So why did they need a probe to prove it?
3 months later, the Terran Deep Space Network screamed a new warning. The entity had come to Sol.
That's the same profile. Stand down weapons. This is a repeat performance.
The Obsidian Giant drifted past Mars, ignoring the scrambling defense fleet, and turned its attention to Earth. Beams of teal light swept the planet, bathing continents in an aurora-like glow.
The scan is non-invasive. It's just looking. Like we looked.
Then, as suddenly as it appeared, the vessel dissolved back into the void, leaving a single object in orbit.
Get that object into quarantine. I want a full physical analysis within the hour.
In the secure hangar, the alien probe sat on a sterile platform. Its hull matched every dimension of Magellan Negacovid-19, etched clearly on the dark surface, in perfect Terran script, Magellan Negacovid-19.
They know our symbols, our language, and they want us to know. They know.
In a sealed debriefing room adjacent to the hangar, Voss confronted Director Hay. The alien probe hummed softly beyond the wall.
That wasn't a random encounter. Someone on Earth expected exactly that response.
Nothing in this galaxy is random, Voss, but some bets are better placed than others.
Then tell me what the bet was. Why was my probe the chip?
What matters now is that the bet paid off. Earth is looking at an unprecedented opportunity.
With that, High A triggered a secure transmission, a formal summons from the Galactic Council, demanding Earth attend an emergency session. The Council requests immediate explanation for the Veiled Reaches violation. Non-compliance will result in severe sanctions.
They're scared, but we broke no formal treaty.
Which is why you will attend as Earth's newly appointed ambassador to the Veiled Reaches. Congratulations, Ambassador Voss.
Ambassador to a ghost region. This isn't a promotion, it's a leash.
Hours before the Council session, Ambassador Voss stared at the silver pin on her lapel. It felt like a target. The Galactic Council chamber was a cathedral of alien judgment, Jorath's 3 eyes ablaze.
Terran vessel Magellan Negacovid-19 breached the Veiled Reaches. You will sever contact immediately.
We trespassed on no species territory. The Veil is a void, not a jurisdiction.
The chamber erupted, hisses, trills, and the harsh clang of agitated appendages.
To manage future exchanges, I announce Ambassador Linda Voss as Earth's permanent representative to the Veiled Reaches.
You would name an ambassador to a forbidden zone. This is a path to galactic war.
We sent a probe. The Veil sent one back. If that's war, then peace is a fragile thing indeed.
Hay rose, straightening his suit. Earth had said all it intended to say. They walked out, cameras flashing, leaving behind a silence heavy as an accusation. 40 years of Council sanctions taught Earth one lesson. Patience was its own weapon. Galactic News Network. Earth remains a pariah, its ambassador to a phantom region, a joke.
Still, nothing from the Veil. Did we misread the silence?
But not all species towed the Council line. Some came in the dark, asking about the Veil.
You risk much coming here. What does your species fear more? The Veil or the Council? They're curious, not hostile. The Veil's mystery is drawing them in, despite the risk.
Then, 40 years to the day after first contact, a priority signal shattered the routine.
Another probe from the Veil. After all these years.
The second object was small, obsidian, and bore the same copied letters, Magellan Negative 19. It had returned, Ambassador Voss. Now, silvered and slowed by time, moved with the urgency of 3 decades previous. The probe settled into orbit and, without preamble, broadcast a single word across every Terran channel.
Continue. That's all she wrote.
The word blazed across every news feed, every holoboard on Earth. The Veil had spoken. Within hours, the Council's response was not a word but an ultimatum, delivered with the cold precision of a threat. Sever communication immediately or face military intercession. The veiled reaches must remain sealed.
He's scared. That makes him dangerous. Lock down the channel and convene the inner circle.
Ambassador Voss was summoned to the same sealed room where she had first questioned the mission 40 years ago.
Enough games, Malcolm. The word is continue. What exactly did we start?
You were never just a probe operator, Voss. You were the bet.
Then show me the cards.
With a tap, Malcolm opened a file classified 50 years before Operation Safe Bet.
We knew the Veil held a mirror. We sent Magellan Negative 19 to reflect aggression back as curiosity. It worked.
You gambled with my life. One wrong reflection and I'd have been dead.
Every exploration is a gamble. But we bet on reciprocity, not war. The entity's pattern was predictable.
The file spilled its secrets. Decades of predictive models, all pointing to a single conclusion. Mirroring is trust.
Then why wasn't I told? Why make me a pawn?
A pawn doesn't know the strategy. Your ignorance preserved the authenticity of the reflection. Now the word continue demands a human answer. Earth will send one back, ready.
Ready. That's a door opening in either direction. If it's a trap, I am the one walking through.
Malcolm inclined his head. The file sealed itself. The bet was now Voss's to collect.
You let me wait 40 years, Malcolm. I built a life around a ghost region.
You were the bridge we needed, Voss. Not a ghost. That bridge held against isolation.
A bridge. I was a decoy. You robbed me of a normal life.
I sent my own daughter into that void on the first predictive model. You think I don't know the cost?
I never knew. Why didn't you tell me the full truth?
Plausible deniability preserved your authentic reflection. The science required it. She understood.
Then we finish it. For her sacrifice, and for mine. The answer is ready.
The Earth Council, weary of isolation, voted unanimously to authorize the response.
Send the probe. Let the veiled reaches know humanity is ready to continue.
The probe, ready, ignited, and vanished into the forbidden space, carrying a single word. Deep in the veil, the probe, ready, triggered a brilliant collapse of space. A stable fold point swirled open.
A door. The veil just gave us a door. What's the key?
From the fold, a data stream unspooled. A 3-dimensional map of the veiled reaches, pulsing with unknown stars.
The Council demands that map. It is the property of all sentient life, not one reckless species.
Jorath's ultimatum was blunt. Share the map or be branded a galactic rogue state.
We don't know what that map leads to. We can't hand it over without understanding it first. I recommend a manned mission. Send a crew through the fold.
A one-way trip. We'd be gambling more than a probe. If they fail, the veil might close forever.
I'll lead the crew myself. This is my bet to collect.
The chamber fell silent. Earth's ambassadress was about to become its first explorer. Earth's formal reply rejected the Council's claim. The map was earned, not given.
Earth will not surrender the Veil's knowledge, but we will share access with allies who respect reciprocity.
You blackmail the galaxy with forbidden knowledge. This is not alliance, it's extortion.
One by one, emissaries from the fringe species began approaching Earth.
Join us. We'll open the fold together. The Veil rewards those who mirror its trust.
5 species signed. A new alliance coalesced around Earth's lead.
The Council will expand sanctions. No species that joins this rogue bloc will trade within Council space.
But the isolationist stance only drove more unaligned worlds toward Earth.
This isn't about power. It's about proving cooperation beats isolation. Veil taught us that.
The Galactic Council, its authority fraying, split into 2 camps. Those who feared the Veil, and those who feared being left behind. Ambassador Voss stood before the joint leadership of Earth and its new allies. A single holo display showed the fold point.
I stake my life and my legacy on this mission. Send the Odyssey through the fold.
The vote was unanimous. Humanity's first deep-range exploration vessel, Odyssey, would launch within the hour.
After 40 years, we're finally walking through the mirror. Let's see what's on the other side.
The Odyssey, its crew a blend of human and alien volunteers, broke orbit and aimed for the fold. The ship passed through the event horizon, and for a breathless moment, telemetry cut to static. Then the signal re-established. The Odyssey had crossed. The veiled reaches were not empty.
They're through. All systems operational. We have a beachhead.
Beyond the fold, the Odyssey's first scans revealed a vast, ancient station. The map had led true.
Now we see if the mirror holds. The real test begins.
The Odyssey slipped into a docking bay vast enough to swallow cities. The station hummed with ancient stillness.
The entities manifesting on the hangar deck. A pillar of orange light leading without a word.
The presence conducted the crew through corridors, lined with dead stars and into a chamber of infinite records.
It's an archive. Civilizations, dozens, all silent. Each one encountered the Veil.
The pattern burned clear. Civilizations that attacked the Veil were erased. Those that ignored it faded into nothing.
But the ones who mirrored its gesture sent a probe back. Those survived, like us.
One display now glowed brightest. Humanity's own probe under the word ready.
We passed. Just by showing up, by mirroring curiosity instead of fear.
The Veil's purpose crystallized. To find a species that would meet curiosity with curiosity, not conquest.
The entity isn't hostile. It's waiting for someone who can play the long game.
Within hours, Ambassador Voss herself boarded a diplomatic shuttle. The fold point awaited.
I started this. I'll finish it personally.
She crossed the fold, the station spiraling into view, its dark geometry familiar now. In the great archive chamber, the entity coalesced before her, a shifting tower of orange light.
We are ready to receive what you offer, and to give in return.
A panel of obsidian light appeared. Linda pressed her palm to it, human touch meeting alien design. Data streams erupted, physics, biology, histories of civilizations long dead. In exchange, the Odyssey beamed back Terra's cultural database.
It's a start. The bet is now a partnership.
The first piece of alien tech materialized on the station pad, a faster-than-light communication relay. Incomprehensible but functional, Ambassador Voss returned to Earth not as a pioneer, but as a bridge. The Veil was no longer forbidden, it was open. News of Earth's accord with the Veil detonated across the Council. An emergency session was convoked within hours.
The Terran species must be expelled. They have unleashed a cosmic threat and bribed the galaxy to follow.
Several Old Guard species rose and walked out with Joreth, their loyalty bound to decades of isolationist doctrine. But others, seeing Earth's success, sent quiet requests for trade agreements and access to the Fold Point.
We did not seek to divide. The Veil tested us, and we simply mirrored its trust. The door is open for all who reciprocate.
Her words settled over the chamber like a gauntlet. The Veil had chosen humanity. The old fear had no teeth. Within days, a new alliance banner was raised. Earth and 5 species united by the Veil's shared secret.
This human gambit is galactic-scale poison. They will drag us all into the void.
Then watch us survive. The Veil rewards curious minds, not frightened ones.
Joreth departed alone, a relic of a fading order. Earth's improbable empire of trust had begun. Years flowed. Earth's technology leaped forward, the Veil's gifts reshaping civilization. Linda Voss grew frail. At her retirement, a young official pinned a medal on her chest, calling her the bridge between worlds. In her quiet residence, she found a faded photo, her younger self at the console, eyes bright with a mission she didn't fully understand.
All those years, a pawn. But the pawn made it to the end of the board.
Then her private console chimed. A message from deep within the Veil, addressed to her alone. The script glowed orange. Your gamble was noted. 5 words, no more.
Not praise, not condemnation. Simple acknowledgement.
Her veined hand brushed the console, and the message faded to black. Outside her window, the Fold Point glimmered, a permanent star now, humanity's gateway.
Safe bet. And the game continues.
Ambassador Linda Voss, her silver hair thin and hands trembling, sat in a silent studio before the interstellar broadcast recorder. This would be her last public word.
I have been asked to clarify Earth's position on the Veil's intentions. I will not.
A hush fell as the transmission light pulsed. The galaxy was listening.
We do not know whether we are being cultivated or befriended. We do not need to know. We made a bet, and we are still playing.
The signal rippled across the council, where Joreth's empty seat stood as a monument to fear and isolation. Old allies nodded with quiet satisfaction. Old enemies scowled, but the unknown held its mystery.
We share the door. We do not share our doubt.
She concluded with a word that had become humanity's silent anthem in the dark.
Continue.
The screen faded, and Earth's stance became its final message. Never explain, never justify, never stop. In the quiet museum wing dedicated to First Contact, Ambassador Voss walked alone, her footsteps echoing among the relics. She paused before the original Magellan Negafoda 19 probe, shining under soft light, unchanged after all these decades.
You were the first chip and the biggest gamble humanity ever made.
She moved to the great observation window, the veiled reaches portal a fixed star in the evening sky. For a long moment, she stared, seeing not just a doorway, but every year of waiting, every doubt, every whispered hope.
They never told us why, but maybe that's the point. Some mysteries keep us moving.
A ghost of a smile touched her lips.
Safe bet.
The words hung in the still air, a personal verdict on a lifetime's work. Outside, the Fold Point shone on. Inside, Linda Voss stood watching, her mission complete. The question still unanswered, and she was at peace with that. The screen faded to stars, and amid the silent void, a single phrase resolved. Safe bet. It hung there, a title not of conquest, but of a game humanity never stopped playing. The Veil's mystery remained, a cosmic mirror unbroken, reflecting only curiosity back at the curious. Earth did not claim to understand the entity's purpose. Only that reciprocity had opened the door, and beyond the door, the Fold Point still glowed, a permanent star in humanity's sky. Civilizations that had once feared the dark now traveled through it, guided by a small white and cyan probe's echo. The phrase, "safe bet," pulsed once, then began to fade, like a whisper from the deep. Linda Voss's gamble had been noted, and the universe continued to turn. For humanity, the question was never whether they were cultivated or befriended, only that they kept playing. And as the words finally vanished into the black, the stars remained, waiting. The credits of the universe scrolled in silence across eternity, and within that silence, a small human probe still traveled. Magellan Negacovid-19, the original question, had become the answer, a testament to one species' refusal to fear the dark. Its mission had never been to find life, but to extend an invitation. The Veil had simply accepted. From her museum window, Linda Voss had seen the same stars that now watched over a changed Earth. The Alliance banner still hung in the council chamber, a patchwork of emblems that once seemed impossible, and the fold point pulsed gently, a cosmic heartbeat reminding all that the door was still open. The safe bet had not been about certainty. It was about the courage to play. And so, as all stories must pause, if not end, the stars held their breath. The probe's signal, now a whisper among galaxies, repeated its simple message: continue. And somewhere, in the deep, something listened. In the quiet after the signal, the game paused, but it did not end, for the fold point still hung in the sky. A promise without a deadline, an invitation never rescinded. The entity did not speak again, but its silence was no longer a void. It was a presence, a mirror still held. And though Linda Voss had taken her place among the stars of history, her question echoed on. Every child who looked up at the fold point was the next card in a hand humanity had not yet finished playing. The veiled reaches, once a forbidden warning, were now simply the next frontier. Curious, not hostile, the words "safe bet" had faded from the screen, but they were etched into every human heart, a reminder that the bravest gamble is always the next one. And out in the dark, Magellan Negacovid-19 ticked onward, its original survey still running, still asking. Somewhere, perhaps, a child of a distant star looked up and saw a new light and wondered. Continue. The museum wing stood silent now, its single occupant having departed into the history she helped create. Outside, the fold point still held its place, a silent promise that time and politics could not alter. Linda Voss's name was now engraved on a plaque beside the Magellan COVID-19 probe, a simple epitaph. She bet on curiosity. That bet, once a secret, became the foundation of a new interstellar order, built not on treaties but on trust. The entity never explained itself, yet humans found peace in that silence, as if the question were the gift. And so the game continued, not a contest of arms, but an endless exchange of mirrors and held breaths. Magellan COVID-19 still roams, its signal a steady pulse across the light years, a reminder that the first bet was the hardest. For the children who look up and wonder what lies beyond, that bet is already their birthright. Safe bet. The words had faded, yet the idea endured, a quiet confidence in the face of the unknown. And somewhere, in the deep, the entity listened, and perhaps, just perhaps, it smiled.